Hello friends, Tom Downey here for Chat Sports with NFL Daily with a look at the top breakout players for each NFL team, this time the NFC players. So we'll start things off in the NFC with the Dallas Cowboys. I thought about Michael Gallup, but I'm going to go with Xavier Woods instead. I think he has solidified that free safety spot for Dallas. The Cowboys clearly confident in him passing on guys like Juan Thornhill in the NFL draft because they thought that they wanted to keep Xavier Woods at free safety. Now, there were flashes there for Woods, 9 pass breakups, 2 interceptions. Now he needs to take that next step forward and be more than just a good free safety and become a great free safety for the Dallas Cowboys. I think he has the ability. I'm excited to see how he plays in his 3rd year in the NFL. A former 6th-round pick, looking to be a bit of a steal for the Cowboys. The Philadelphia Eagles, I didn't have a great player. I'm going to go with Sidney Jones. This is they hope he breaks out. Some of these are players that I think will break out. Some are players they need to break out. Some are more hopeful, optimistic. I think that's Sidney Jones. Injuries have been a big problem for him, but there's no doubting the talent. Eagles have a lot of options, a lot of investment at the cornerback spot. A former 2nd-round pick who, had he not gotten hurt, probably would have been a round 1 guy. It's time for Sidney to step up. Now, I think the Eagles and the Cowboys are the favorites to win the NFC East. I know BetDSI agrees. So which team will win? You can throw in the Redskins or the Giants. I think the Eagles and the Cowboys are the 2 most likely options. Just let me know in the comments section. The New York Football Giants, how about Lorenzo Carter? By the way, rookies, they don't count for any of these. That's not what a breakout player is. The Giants traded away Olivier Vernon. They need somebody to step up and rush the passer. Now, the defensive line has some guys that can do it, but in their 3-4 scheme, they've got O'Shane Ximines, Marcus Golden, and Lorenzo Carter. That's not great. So Carter in his 2nd year, now he needs to emerge, maybe not as a true 10-sack guy, but can you get 6 or 7? I think that's somewhat realistic, and New York needs that in a pretty big way. Now, today's show brought to you guys by BetDSI, the internet's #1 sportsbook. Head over to chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code LIVE120 for a 120% deposit bonus. They will give you 60 extra bucks if you put down 50. I mean, you're not going to find a better deal out there. Chatsports.com/bet and that promo code LIVE120. The Redskins, very obvious for me. Derrius Guice, which I know we said no rookies, so maybe I'm half cheating here, but deal with it. Missed 2018, his rookie year, because of a torn ACL. He was going to start at the running back spot. I think he does this there. Yes, Peterson's there. Yes, Chris Thompson's there. Guice is primed to be the focal back for the Redskins. I'm excited for him in his first true year in the NFL. We mentioned hope. That's the Bears. I know we're kind of kidding here, but it's any kicker. Someone's got to step up. They whittled it down from 8 players in tryouts this week down to 2. They had Casey Bednarski, Emmett Carpenter, Spencer Evans, Justin Yoon, and now they are, and also Redford Jones, and John Barron II. They are now down to Elliott Fry and Chris Blewett. First off, you can't go with a kicker named Blewett. You're setting yourselves up for failure. So Chicago, maybe you find a way to trade for Robbie Gould in the end. They need a kicker of some type to step up and be the featured guy for them that can at least make the chip shot field goals to win playoff games. They need somebody because right now it's been pretty bad. The Detroit Lions, how about Kerryon Johnson? Missed a lot of time last year because of a knee injury. Medical was the main flag. I had him coming out of Auburn. But when healthy, Johnson by far was Detroit's best back. Now they are going to limit his touches. It's going to be a rotation. But Johnson could become the long-awaited 1,000-yard rusher for the Detroit Lions. The Green Bay Packers, this is kind of on the hopeful side. Kevin King was their first pick, a round 2 pick, a couple of years ago, but he hasn't been the guy that they thought he was going to be. He fits that size speed mold as a long, lanky, athletic corner, but Alexander was better. Josh Jackson was probably better. Can Kevin King emerge? Kind of getting to now or never for Green Bay. Minnesota, this kind of fits the need and also likely category. Dalvin Cook, he's talented, but he hasn't been on the field enough. Can he finally put it all together for Minnesota? Only had 133 carries last year, if he can just stay healthy for all 16 games, he could really emerge as that featured number one back that puts up big money or big numbers, and the Vikings need him if they're going to win more games than they did last year. So in the NFC North, pick a running back to build around. Give me a K for Kerryon Johnson and a D for Dalvin Cook. Again, both these players have injury concerns. If you can guarantee me one's healthy, I'm going to go that route. Talent-wise, there is no wrong answer. I might be different and pick Kerryon Johnson. Just saying. All right, the Bucs. How about Chris Godwin? Deshaun Jackson, gone. Adam Humphries, gone. Those are a lot of targets and big plays that are no longer on the roster that the Bucs need to fill in a pass-happy Bruce Arians offense. And Godwin showed the flashes last year. 60 receptions, or almost 60 receptions, 842 yards, and 7 scores. He could up those numbers in year 3 with the Bucs. I think he will. He is a prime sleeper breakout player for Tampa. To Atlanta, let's go defense. Isaiah Oliver, a round 2 pick last year, is now in line to be the Falcons' number 2 corner. He did not play a ton last year, but they're going to need him this year. After a season that was decimated by injuries, the secondary hopefully going to be healthy. Damontae Kazee set to play the nickel role. Isaiah Oliver then is your number 2. And with a bunch of rookies and unproven guys behind them, Oliver needs to play well, or that could be a big, big problem for Atlanta. I think he will play well, but they're putting a lot of faith in him in year 2. The Carolina Panthers, how about DJ Moore? Thought about Curtis Samuel here. I think Moore is a little bit more likely. Assuming Cam Newton is healthy, this will be the second year with him, or with those two for Moore and Newton. I think you'll see a big jump in the production, not that different than Chris Godwin. 55 catches, almost 800 yards. I feel like that kind of flew under the radar because he only had 2 scores. Moore's got big playability, but he's going to need his quarterback to be healthy. So amid injury concerns for Cam Newton, will he play in all 16 games? Type A for yes and type B for no. It's a big question mark. If he starts week 1, I think he will. But there is a real chance, as we saw with Andrew Luck, and shoulder injuries are no joke, maybe he doesn't. Let me know what you guys think, though, in the comment section. The New Orleans Saints, how about Marcus Davenport? Alex Okafor is gone. It is time for Davenport to be more than just a rotational guy. Injuries were a problem last year. Only had 4.5 sacks. Has to do better. I love Cam Jordan, one of the most underrated players in the NFL. But after Jordan and Davenport, it's Trey Hendrickson and maybe Mar Edwards can play some defensive end. So, yeah, you better get pass rush from Davenport. Time for him to be the guy the Saints traded away 2 first-round picks to get. One of my favorite breakout players this year, Dante Pettis of the 49ers. In theory, Jimmy G finally back, finally healthy. Pierre Garçon is gone. I think Pettis is going to break out in a massive, massive way. He's a perfect fit for what the Niners want to do. 27 grabs only last year, under 500 yards. I know they added Deebo Samuel. I think the Niners are going to feature Pettis in a big way this year. They have a lot of slot-type guys. Godwin is the deep threat. I think Pettis could even emerge as the number 1 receiver for San Francisco this year. Another receiver then, Christian Kirk of the Arizona Cardinals. Murray's the new quarterback, and the Cardinals in Cliff Kingsbury's offense, it's going to feature the receivers. That means Christian Kirk, Fitzgerald, Andy Isabella, Hakeem Butler. I think Kirk is primed to thrive in the Kingsbury offense. Under 600 yards last year, I think he surpasses those numbers, assuming, of course, the offensive line and the quarterback stay healthy this time. Another one that I feel like is cheating, because John Johnson is very much underrated. He was the best defensive back last year for the Rams. Kind of weird, right? Now, if he improves his player, keeps it steady, I think he becomes that household name this year. One aside, he is John Johnson III, which is cool because, he's your third, but also that means multiple times his family said, yes, we should name our son John Johnson, which I don't think is a great idea. But the numbers don't lie there. He was really good for the Rams last season. And then finally, this is kind of more of the hopeful side of it, Rasheem Green. They need more pass rush help. Frank Clark is gone. He was their only reliable edge last year. And the third-round pick last year out of USC, Green, didn't make much of an impact. Now, my concern is that Green and LJ Collier share some similar traits, and that might make it tough for both to really emerge. But Green needs more than one sack. You can't have one sack as a third-round pick and not really improve in year two. He has got to step up in a big, big way. Now, I know, guys, we did not break down every possible breakout player. So let me know in the comment section. I'm sure there are dozens, scores even, of more breakout players. So let me know your favorite guys that I didn't mention, that I'm sure are viable, in the comment section below. And oh, by the way, a big thank you if you watched the entire show. So we got a little something extra for you. DM me on Twitter if you made it all the way through so far, and I'll get you hooked up with a little something bonus from our friends at Wager Talk. So that's DM me on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney.